Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before I proceed this video, please click like and subscribe my channel. Thank you. Alright, this video I would like to show you how I will do assembly drawing for this electric eraser in Solidworks. In my previous video, I have already shown you how I do this assembly of all my parts. Alright, one important thing before you do assembly drawing in Solidworks, like I already did mention in my previous video, the way the hierarchy here, the order of your parts is very important because it will affect in your assembly drawing when you do bill of material, because assembly drawing we have BOM, bill of material, the table list of your component, and also the balloons. Okay, the list of that table, the numbering of the part, they will do it automatically, but it depends on the hierarchy here. So before we go for assembly drawing, make sure that the order of your parts must be in order. What I mean in order, I did mention in my previous video, the first part should be my base, so it will be my bottom casing. If you look at the list here, okay, this is right. So the first one is bottom casing. After I have my base bottom casing, then I will mount the two batteries. So it looks that A batteries right in good position. And after the AA batteries, then I will mount my electrical motor. But if you look here, under the list, my motor is not after the AA battery. So I need to drag this motor, I need to drag it up until it is above the here. So it is right after the AA batteries. After I mounted the AA batteries, sorry, after I've mounted the electrical motor, then I will mount the eraser holder, tip holder, and the gripper. So it looks like eraser tip holder come first right after here. I need to be my rubber eraser. The tip holder must be above gripper. So tip holder first, then only eraser gripper. So I need to bring it up here. So tip holder, then after that we have eraser gripper. Then after eraser gripper, then we have rubber eraser. Then after rubber eraser, then it will be our on-off button, which is the tactile switch that we put it on top of the electric motor. Then after that, okay, I mean that's all the inner component. Then I will mount the rear top casing. So rear top casing is here. Then I will mount the front top casing is there. Then the push button come right after it. Then the last one will be cap. So now I have reordered the list of my components. So this is very important. Make sure the order of your component listed here is in order before you go for assembly drawing. Let me save my file before I go to assembly drawing. Alright, to do assembly drawing here, under the new icon here, or new, when I click here, the arrow here, we have make drawing from part assembly. Alright, this will appear. Okay, the first thing when you go for drawing mode, it will ask the drawing template is your title block, the paper size of your drawing. So I have already done my template in A3. I browse that file. Alright, if I click OK, so it will put my drawing template into this drawing mode. Okay, this I already did this title block. Okay, you can look at the link of this video under description of this video. I have already put the link of how you can create this title block in A3 size. Alright, now I have already have this template of the drawing. Okay, if you look on the right here, we have a menu on the right. Okay, sometimes when it is not appear like this, maybe you are under here, you don't have the menu on the right, so it is in this view palette under 1 2 3 4 5. Here we have view palette. When you click at the view palette here, so you have the menu here on the right. Okay, this is where is your assembly file. We have all these things, these views. As you can see in this view palette, we have all the multi views that we can drag into this drawing paper. So we have back, front, right, and so on. Okay, in my case, for my assembly drawing of my electric eraser, since assembly drawing is in 2D, it's not in isometric, so I will drag. The first is my top view. So here, if I click my top view, and I will drag it here, I put it here, so this will be my top view. If I just bring my mouse here, automatically it can go for front view. And if I bring my mouse to an angle direction, it can go for isometric view. If I bring to the right, it will go for side view of my top view. But in my case, I put it like this. All right, then if you want to stop it, you can press escape button on keyboard, so it will terminate. All right. As you can see, this is the view that I have dragged into this drawing paper. But for this view, let me delete first the isometric view. Later, I will drag a more proper isometric view into this drawing. All right. If you look here, this is the top view. Okay, I can drag it. Whatever the top view I drag it, the front view will follow. All right. Since this is an assembly drawing, this electric eraser, we have inner components like batteries, electric motor, the eraser holder, and so on. It cannot be shown in this top view and also in this front view. So for assembly drawing, one of the view have to be in section view. So it means that I have a cutting line, section line in my full section in my top view, a cutting line. Then my front view should be in section view where we will do hatching. So this front view, I select this front view, then I will delete it. So I will replace it as a section view. So I leave alone this top view first. Let me explain to you first. As you can see, this top view, we have, if you look the menu here, the setting on the left, when I click at this viewport of this top view, we have a setting on the left. If you go to scale here, under the scale, if I click at use custom scale, by default, it is 1:1. But if you look the size of 1:1 full scale compared to this A3 size, I think it quite small. I want to make it little bit bigger. Maybe I will double the size. To do that, under the custom scale, I will do 2:1. So it means 2 times bigger. So then I click OK. So this is about the right size that I want. It's nice, kind like we can see it clearly, because if I use 1:1 scale, it's kind like too small. All right, as I mentioned to you, okay, another thing about this top view first, before I go sectioning. All right, if you look here, the cap, we have kind of sometimes in your drawing, because this view is showing whatever visible line. If I click at this viewport, if I go to display style, if I go for hidden line, we can see a lot of hidden line. But for assembly drawing, we do not show the hidden lines to avoid complication. So I need to set it back to only visible lines, because that's the idea of assembly. The section view, we can see the internal components. All right, another thing to make sure that this, we have an extra edge here. There is a tangential edge. You need to set it off. You click at the viewport, right click at it, and we go to tangent edge. By default is visible. I go for tangent edge remove. So it only show only the visible line, the outline of your electric eraser. All right. Okay, the next thing is that I need to make a section view. As I mentioned, okay, to do section view for this, all right, now currently I'm under a notation tab. If you can see, the interface is different from assembly and also part modeling. This is drawing mode. We have a notation. By default, it's a notation. Under the drawing, we have submenu here. Under the drawing submenu, we have section view. Okay, if you look the setting on the left here, okay, this is section. We also has half section. But I will go for section. Then I will go. We have vertical, horizontal, angle, and also line. I will go for typical horizontal. Okay, the position of my cutting plane will be in here at the center here. So I will click OK. All right, this will appear. So it will ask any component that involved in our cutting plane. For example, if we have standard component like screw, bolt, and nuts, or for like electrical motor, in our case, we have motor, and the rubber eraser is also standard components. The standard components, we will not do hatching. Okay, I just leave it, or I just simply click, okay, I can share it later. Later, I will show you how we can remove certain parts not to be hashed, because standard part, we should not hash it. All right, I just simply click OK. And now I bring down, this is my section view. So this is front view is my section view. All right, let me click OK first. All right, the first thing about this assembly drawing, I already have this cutting plane. If I zoom closer, this section line is not follow the standard that we want. So this is American standard. To change the line type of this cutting plane, I simply click. I can go to tools here, tools under the option. Under the option here, so we have this menu view. I will not go for system option. I go for document properties tab. Under the views here, we have section. If I click at the section, so here the base section view standard is using ANSI, American National Standard Institution. So I will change it to ISO, and I will do the first one here, this type of line type. I simply click OK. So as you can see, now our line type is changed to standard ISO cutting line, section line. All right. Okay, another thing here, if you look, the label is A. I can simply click at here. If you look at the setting on the left, I can replace it X. Make sure it is capital letter, and I click OK. Then it is replaced by X. As you can see, we have already the title here, session X, scale to 1. Scale to 1 means I already make it 2 times bigger. But I can edit this one. Let me edit it. So I don't need the word scale here, because I can put scale to 1 here. I just remade it as scale X and click OK, because scale to 1 can be put into our this title block. Later I will show you how we do this. Okay, I show you now how we edit this title block. At title block, you cannot edit at this mode. You can edit it because the drawing here is your drawing mode. The title block is the sheet format. Okay, under the paper mode. Okay, how we edit this title block, uh, bring your mouse here and you right click at it. We go for edit sheet format. So now we are in title block mode. So now I can change the scale. All right, the scale is supposed to be 2, 1. Right, so that will be my scale. And also the title is not, because this is my old file. This is not mini blender. This is electric eraser assembly drawing. So make sure it's cap block electric eraser assembly drawing. Right, so scale is to 1. Drawing, we don't have drawing number for assembly drawing. Later I will explain to you. Material, we don't need to put any material since our assembly is a compile of a lot of parts. All right. All right, so I edit here. We have icon edit, exit the sheet format here. So then I go back to my drawing mode. Okay, now the title block is already changed here. Okay. Right. The next thing to explain to you about is one more thing about this cutting line here. The extension of this XX section line is kind of like too long here. I can edit it. If I bring my mouse here and I right click at it, I click at edit cutting line. So here on the left here, I click at edit sketch. Then I can do, okay, beside adding line, you can do offset sectioning. You make your cutting plane into more on offset section. But in this case, I just simply right click select. What I want to do, I want to select this. I make it shorter a little bit. And also at this end point here, I think it's too much. I put it a little bit shorter like this. All right. So then I exit the sketch. And now our section line is a little bit shorter. Let me drag this thing a little bit lower like this, and my section view also here. All right, at this position. All right, the next thing to do, if we look closer here in the section view, okay, we have already the full section here. If you look at this front view, we have a section view. Solidworks do the hatching to all the components. So it means all components have the hatching line. But in standard engineering drawing for assembly drawing, when we have our cutting plane here, standard component like electric motor, in our case, electric motor and also the rubber eraser is kind of like standard. It means we don't design electric motor, we simply order it. And also the rubber eraser, we just order it. All the other component is not non-standard. It means we design and we manufacture it. Alright, so it means that this electric motor, by the way, the battery is a standard part also, but since this cutting plane is in the middle, it does not cut the battery since we have battery on these two sides. So it means this AAA battery is not involved in our section line. Alright. So to remove this hatching of our standard part, the motor, so I simply bring my mouse, I click at it, and I right click at it, I go to properties. Okay, we have this menu here, but we go for section scope tab here. Okay, now I simply, the blue color here, we can pick which component that you want to remove from the hatching. So I select the motor. So the motor is listed here. The next one will be the rubber eraser. So the two things, these two things is we should remove it from the hatching. So the rubber eraser and motor is in the list. So I click OK. So now the electric motor and the rubber eraser will not be hatched. Okay, another thing is that uh, the rule of sectioning in assembly drawing, component which is next to each other, this is a rear top casing and this is a front top casing. If the component is next to each other, we cannot share the same angle line for the hatching. So I need to change the direction since this is different component, this is rear top casing different component. So I need to change the direction of the hatching. So to do that, okay, I remain my front top casing at this angle, but for this rear top casing here, I click at it. I click the hatching line here. If you look the setting in the left on the left here, so we have by default is using material cross hatch. So I will uncheck it. It means I want to, okay, by default using NISI, this one, but I will not do this. So I will go for the most basic pattern, which is the parallel lines. So as you can see, this is parallel line 0 degree. I can control the angle, but since the front top casing is 45 degree, for this one, I will go for negative 45. So as you can see, the direction of the hatching pattern for the rear top casing is negative 45 degree. Okay, about this number here above here, if I go for 3, it make it more dense. It means kind of like triple line per 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 inch or something like that. It might make it more dense. Okay, like I remade it as 1. So it kind of like equal to this in terms of the dense of this. All right, so it's 1. Okay, another thing to check. Okay, let me click OK first. Okay, since the front top casing, and if you look here, the next to front top casing is the cap also share the same here. I click at it, then I will uncheck here, and I will go for parallel line again. Parallel lines. So I will go, since this 45, I will go for negative 45. Right? Okay, I click OK. Okay, all the other components, okay, the rule like this one, if next to each other, if you see it's kind of like sharing the same angle of hatching line, but for example, like this holder and this one gripper also share the same, I will make sure each one of these is not share the same angle for the hatching line. It got to be different angle. Okay, I pause this video, then later after I've done everything, uh, by changing all the angle, if the component is sharing the same hatching line, then I will resume back. Right. Okay, now I already changed all the angle line of this hatching line, all the component. As you can see, the holder and the gripper is different line, and also everything is good. Let me pan it. Right. So that's how we do it. Okay, let me click OK. Now my hatching line is good. All right, the next thing is about, since this is kind of like cylindrical, and this holder here, eraser tip holder, and the gripper and the eraser, rubber eraser, kind of like sharing the same axis line. So this axis line, center line need to be shown. To do that, under annotation here, I have a center line. So I just simply click at these two lines here, one line here and one line there. So Solidworks will detect the center line. So the center line, I can drag it like this. Kind of we have the axis for the shaft of the motor, the holder and the gripper sharing the same axis. All right. So I have the center line there. All right, let me save my files. By default, the file that you save will become, you can name it this, since my assembly drawing is assembly4, so this become assembly4 solid draw. So I simply save it, so it become my SolidWorks drawing file. All right, the next thing is that I have already shown you how I do this, the top view and the section view. Okay, the next thing is the bill of materials. All right, bill of materials is the table list of all your component. All right, to do bill of material under the annotation here, hold on, under the annotation here, we have tables here. If I click at this arrow, we have a lot of list of table. What we will do is bill of material. So bill of material is part of assembly drawing. We must have bill of material. If I click at bill of material, then SolidWorks will ask us to select any viewport here. So I will go for front view here. I just click at any viewport here. I click at this front section view. So by default here, if you look, SolidWorks have a table template on the left here, the setting. The first one is table template. SolidWorks have a BOM standard here. So I will do this SolidWorks standard template for bill of material. So I just simply click OK. And now I have the list of the table. I can put it at the lower right corner or the upper right corner. So I simply put at this upper right corner. So as you can see here, by automatically SolidWorks have our list number. Okay, I did mention you the important before you go for assembly ring in your assembly file, the way you order your parts. So this is what I've told you. This is the important way. So it already listed here. One is bottom casing, the second AA battery. So it means it is in order. Three motor, the erasing tip holder, gripper, and everything is good in order of our assembly. So please take note on that. Okay, we have all the list here. All right, this is the item number. I can change the name of it. Instead of item number, I can simply rename it. Okay, by the way, if you look in other YouTube video, there is much better way how you can control your BOM, but the one that I show you is the most basic way. Okay, there is a number of your parts, and part number is, I change it to is the name of your material, is the name of your part. That will be the name. Okay, here will be the description here. I change it. I just to mention to you again, this is the not efficient way of you to do BOM, but it's the most basic way. So I do it manually like this. Okay, this is number, name, material, and quantity. As you can see, we have, like for example, triple AA battery. We have two, so SolidWorks already detected it as two. All right. So all the other component is only one in quantity. All right. Okay. About the name here is bottom casing. I can rename it. What I show you is the basic way. It's not the kind like efficient way. I rename it properly. Bottom casing, and this one AA battery. Everything must be in capital letter. Should be capital letter. Okay, I skip this video. After I have renamed it, I will resume. The video. All right, I have renamed it. All this, my list of my parts here by capital letter, as you can see, and everything is in capital letter. And also, I have already put here the name, the material of all my part. Bottom casing is plastic. And okay, except the battery here is a standard component. I should not put the material here. An electric motor, I don't have to put the material here. And all right, so we have the quantity already here. Okay, another thing about your BOM, I have to, okay, one more thing, I can like this, I can narrow it down, the width here, and this material is kind of like taking too much space. I can narrow it down, so I have optimum space of my, hold on, okay, all right, that's good. Okay, the quantity also I can narrow down the 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 column width. Okay, under here I can add another column. If I right click at it, insert column right. Okay, for this one I need to add another more column, so I name it as drawing number. So this is very important in your BOM. So let me drag it, make it like this. So this will be the drawing number. Later in the next video, or for part drawing, detail drawing, I will show you how we rearrange, organize the drawing number. Because you will have to produce a set of working drawing. Okay, this is basically our BOM. Alright, the BOM is here. Let me save my file. Alright, okay, this is the BOM. So we have our number, name of our component, of parts, material, quantity, and the drawing number. So what I've shown you, just to remind you again, the way I do this BOM is not the more the efficient way. This is just a basic way. But if you can look in a lot of in YouTube, the most efficient way of doing BOM, because we have external reference in your part modeling. But what I show you is the most basic way of doing BOM, just to remind you. All right. Okay, the next thing, after we have done the BOM, so we will do balloons, right? The labeling of the component. Okay, under the annotation here, we have the balloon. Okay, I can do auto balloon. It means SolidWorks will put automatically the balloon, but in this case, better I do it manually. So I will go for here, balloon. Okay, balloon, if I want to put the labeling of the balloon, okay, the first thing is the number one. The one that I pointing will be, number one will be the bottom casing. I cannot put the balloons on this top view because it cannot, it's not showing the bottom casing. The bottom casing should be put here. So this will be, I zoom in, okay, make sure sometimes you go for arrowhead and sometimes you go for dot. Make sure you go for dot. So this will be 1, right? Okay, let me terminate first this balloon. I need to drag a little bit my view. It's kind like I have some space. I mean that my session view has to be a little bit closer, right? And then this section X have to be a little bit lower like this. All right. Okay, now I have already labeled the 1. Okay, I go for balloon again. After 1 is the abilities. We can label it at the section view. So this is AAA batteries. I can go like that for 2. Number 3 is the electric motor. I can go like this. Electric motor. As you can see, there is kind like SolidWorks can have a yellow line here. It kind like track, it means inline. So better to make it inline in terms of neatness of your drawing. Number 4 will be eraser tip holder. So I will zoom in at eraser tip holder, point like that. If you look, we have the yellow line, it means it's inline. Okay, that will be number 4. Number 5 will be eraser keeper. I will zoom it closer, make sure it's go not arrowhead pointing. This is eraser keeper. And I go for number 5, and number 6 is the the rubber eraser. Okay, point at rubber eraser, make sure in line, yellow line color here, 6. And 7, switch button, zoom in at the switch. This is the switch button. Click like this, so I can go here, 7. And a red top casing. Okay, red top casing, I can go for the top view. Since on the top view, we can clearly see the red top casing. So this will be number 8. And upper top casing will be, make sure it's in line. You have a yellow line there. This will be 9. And number 10 is a push button. Make sure in line, number 10. And the last one is the cap. I can go for the either top view or the bottom view. So cap will be like this. So this is number 11. All right, let me click OK. So yeah, I think that's all for the. Okay, one more thing. The last thing to show you under the view palette. Okay, sometimes in assembly drawing, I can, okay, hold on. Under the view palette, okay, the view palette, sometimes it's not showing here. If you look here, the assembly for, I need to refresh. When I click at refresh, hold on, so the menu will appear again here. All right, I need to put, sometimes assembly we have an extra view to show it in isometric view. So I drag the isometric view here. but I must make sure that the size is too big. When I click at this viewport of this isometric view, so in the setting on the left here, I'm not using 1:1 scale. I make it much smaller, 1:2 scale, little bit, or maybe I can type it 1.5, little bit bigger. Right, so this sometimes we need to show this extra kind like illustration to help when people want to read drawing, they much understand instead of this two view, this kind like helping them to understand the product. All right, this one I can right click edit the tangent edge, I go for remove, and nice to make it in shader mode with edge line, so this is much better. All right, so I have this thing. Let me make a final check of this. I can drag it as long like it's nicely fit in this. All right, I believe that's all for assembly drawing. Okay, Alhamdulillah, I have completed my assembly drawing. Inshallah, in the next video about this. Okay, before this drawing number letter, I will update it. If I have done everything, exploded and all the detail drawing of all the parts, then I will rearrange, I complete this BOM with drawing number. Alright, I will see you in the next video. Later I will show you how I will do exploded drawing. Alright, thanks for watching this video. I see you in the next video. Okay, Assalamualaikum. Before that, please do not forget to click like and subscribe my channel. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.